What up, boys? Welcome back to another news video, I guess. Today there's a November update. I actually haven't seen them reference it as a November update anywhere. Basically, they've changed like two things, and they're sort of just like quality of life things, and it's not the December update, which is going to have like big content in it, but this is... I don't really know why they've done this. It says it prepares the arena for Season 6 Clashmas, which I might have some news on personally for you guys, but yeah, I don't really know what this is as an update. They've just sort of come out with it, and I just thought I'd do a video on it, hopefully under 10 minutes long. I know I do these, on very, very small updates, and they end up being like 12 minutes long for no reason whatsoever, but I like talking, okay? Anyway, let us go down into game rule changes. So a lot of people have been freaking out about this on Twitter because they're like, oh, the World Finals are in a few days, but honestly, I don't really know. There's obviously a difference, right? Like, the game is different in this, but I don't know why they've done this. It doesn't... There's no reason. There's no connection. I mean, they literally have why do you make these changes down here, but let me go through them first. So, the game is going to be normal for the first 3 minutes, as it is always. You have 2 minutes of single elixir, then a minute of double elixir. Normal game. Then overtime hits. I saw somebody ask me on Twitter if this is, well, they didn't ask me, I replied to a comment, but if this overtime is mandatory, so is it only if you're drawing to go into overtime, or if somebody's winning, do you still go into overtime anyway? It is just a draw, I do believe, because otherwise they wouldn't call it overtime. Anyway, in the first minute overtime, still double elixir, same thing as before. So far we've got 2 minutes of single, 2 minutes of double, and then the final minute, which is now the 5th minute, is triple elixir, which makes the elixir overall less, because there's a minute less time and only one of those minutes is triple, but it sort of compresses it into a big, I don't know, it's like a big gloop of elixir at the end. And I don't know, well, we'll read why they've done it, but my theory is that because of the World Finals, they want it to come off, like, really exciting in that final minute. So you've got these two pro players in the final minute of the game playing for probably a lot of money, and they're, throwing all these units that they can afford because they're now in triple elixir time. So, in my opinion, that's why they've done it. But, yeah, let's read. You wanted to have a more engaging, exciting experience for players rather than the current 2 minutes of regular elixir and then a flat 4 minutes of 2 times elixir. Under the new system, all game modes will be the same length, regardless of trophy count. That's a good change in my opinion. It was pretty dumb how you had to reach, 4K trophies or 3K trophies to get full overtime. They should make for a more cohesive overall game system whilst the player progresses through the trophy road. I agree. With the combination of match length and tiebreakers, this new system will make battles more fast-paced and technical in the last 2 minutes. And that's pretty much what I said, get more exciting. That's the fast-paced bit. The skill cap will be raised considerably in triple elixir, where players will need to cycle faster and be predictive instead of purely reactive, and more creative play will be rewarded. I like that. Again, it's pretty much what I just said. Fast-paced and creative is more exciting in terms of gameplay, so big fan of that. Anything that does that to the game is positive. The only complaint is obviously World Finals are pretty soon, but honestly, it's a game, and although it may be some people's livelihood, it's a game, right? So when something like this suddenly happens and it's suddenly impactful and it's suddenly everything changes, it's part of the game. And I think there's sort of a fun to that, even though I guess it can be stressful when this is your livelihood. But yeah, in my opinion, getting into esports is getting into this stuff here. Like we see this in like loads of games where they change things whilst there are events on, and suddenly you go into the next event and it's all different. And it's a game. Like, they can do whatever they want to it. That's what they want to do with it, and I think it's pretty fun. So, I'm not complaining, but I understand complaints, and I also understand people who don't understand the complaints. So, yeah. There's some change about ramp up here as well, which now goes to 5 times elixir. This is the same as the current. This is the same, and this is the same. So yeah, we're just been through all of those. And now there's balance changes. So 2 of these I spoke about in a video that I called Revert Royale. I'll put that just above my head now. It was execution and witch being changed. Not going to discuss those today because I've already done it. But I will touch on arrows, and I think these might be the only balance changes because of the World Finals. I don't want to mess up too much. But arrows is now firing in 3 waves instead of 1. And their damage, I believe this will be total damage. So I don't believe you'll get 3 sets of normal arrows buffed by 23%, because that'll be pretty OP. But I think their total damage now going up 23%. In terms of interactions, I couldn't tell you at this moment. I haven't looked at it in depth, and obviously there isn't a thing that tells you what they do. Oh no, there's a read about. Okay, we'll read about. No, this is about Executioner and Witch. There's nothing about arrows here. Well, let's not read about. But anyway, positive change in my opinion. Arrows, worst damage spell in the game. Maybe just the worst spell. Actually heal. Probably not the worst spell. The bottom 5 spells overall, including effect spells, and just the worst damage spell. So yeah, I'm okay with arrows getting changed. Positive signs, XE and Witch discussed already. And finally, new card info screen. We've given our card info screens a makeover, which is always fun. They've been the same pretty much since release, except we now have a show tournament standard button. But apart from that, they've been the same. Card preview. See how a card looks and plays within the arena. The card preview shows a few clear examples of how and how not to use a card. That's very cool in terms of like tutorials. Very nice. We'll have to see what those are doing. As I'm making this video, game is currently in maintenance for this, so by the time you watch it, all these updates will be out, so you know what they do. But I think they just show a few videos of, you know, a fireball hitting some units, or a fireball missing some units or something, and yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think they're on all cards, maybe. They changed it so they have more space for stats, which is the best. There are, like, some cards are just missing core stats. I think the giant skeleton for the longest time, I don't know if it still does, but it at least used to miss its bomb damage on its card, and it was like the most important aspect of it, and it's like, what? So now we have more space and we can fit those on, I guess. And card imagery, so there's some new artwork for some of the stuff, which is always a positive, I guess, as long as it looks cool. It might be the same case as Ram Rider, where you need to update it, and I still have the old Ram Rider, but yeah, pretty cool. Some changes to Touchdown, I'm not really sure any of you care about this. Trophy Road, not really important. And then bug fixes. So yeah, there's that. That's the November update. Again, it's a very small one. I've recorded for 7 minutes, so yes, got my goal of not making it a 10-minute video again. But yeah, let me know what you think of all these things down below. Overall, positive, I guess. Nothing to complain about. I don't really care about them changing like the game to make it a minute shorter and changing one of those minutes to triple elixir. That's fine by me. The balance changes, obviously I discussed 2 already, and the arrows, in my opinion, positive, and that's really all they've done. But again, it's not the main update, it's just a bonus update, which I'm all for. So all positives, big props to the Supercell for this one, and yeah, again, let me know what you think of all these changes down below. I know there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with me on the triple elixir standpoint, because, oh, World Finals and stuff, but yes, I'll be responding to all comments as usual. But yeah, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and peace.